YouTube channel. Look, I want to discuss a whole situation with JayDaYoungan. He was a Louisiana rapper who was gunned down last night. Apparently he was with his father, and someone decided to pretty much come in and shoot them, and JayDaYoungan passed away last night. His father is still in the hospital battling for his life. This is not a unique story. This seems to be the story that we hear all the time in the media, where a rapper is being killed. If I'm not mistaken, just last week it was presented as a rapper, I think Raleigh Benz, was killed in Tampa. The interesting thing about these stories is that they always seem to paint this narrative that what the headline shows, rapper gets killed in their hometown, right? And I don't know why they keep painting that picture or that narrative, because I don't really see the differences, because a rapper could get killed anywhere. And the reason why is because of the lifestyle that they live. And this is what I want to get into, because this is a story I actually wanted to get into years ago, back when King Von was killed, Pop Smoke was killed, you have people like Jimmy Wapo was killed, and so many countless of others, right, that were killed in these ways. And the interesting thing about this is that these rappers all were young. JayDaYoungan was only 24 years old. They have so much talent, so much to offer the world. Tupac died at 25. I believe it was 24. We all know what it's like when we see people that are so young taken away from us so early. But the thing I want to point out is the fact that these rappers are making record labels and corporations millions of dollars, even to the billions for some of them, right? Like Drake and people of that stature. They're making so much money for these record labels and companies. Why is it that these record labels and these companies cannot provide the same security detail, that they give Tekashi 6ix9ine, right? Because for whatever reason, we can't seem to find Tekashi, and he seems to be somewhere where he's with people who no one wants to go after, right, when he's around them. So my whole thing is this: if these are rappers who are making the millions of dollars, why wouldn't you protect your investment? If you buy yourself $1 million home, you best believe you're going to get a security system for your home, right? If you get a amazing car, the car of your dreams, whether it's a Lexus, whether it's a Toyota Camry, whatever the case may be, whatever is your dream car, when you get it, are you going to get insurance? Even if you didn't have to legally, I know we all have to, but if you didn't have to get insurance, wouldn't you still get insurance? You would protect your belongings, right? You definitely would. And in other cases where you live in a place where it's an open carry state, or where gun laws are allow people to actually carry, aren't you going to get yourself a gun registration or be able to get yourself a firearm? Because you want to protect your most valuable asset, which is your own life. So we understand the concept of insurance and protection and investing in yourself and whatever it is that brings you the most amount of money. So why is it the record labels are not investing and insuring these rappers to make sure that they remain alive so that they can continue to make music? And this is where we get into this article or story in regards to what French Montana said recently in the news, because he disclosed that record companies are taking out life insurance policies on their rappers that they sign. Now here's the interesting thing about this: it's not like they're taking out these insurance policies to make sure that if rappers or anything happens to the rapper, as far as their vocal cords get damaged, or they break their ankle, or something happens to them and they're not able to perform anymore, that they're able to earn themselves money. No, nothing of that sort. These are life insurance policies in the event that a rapper gets killed, whether it's doing their job or whether it's just living their own personal lives on their own free time. If they are gunned down or their life is taken away from them prematurely, then the record labels thousands or even millions of dollars, depending on who it is. You have to ask yourself, are these rappers aware of these insurance policies? Are the rappers' families aware of these insurance policies? Are their families even a part of the insurance policies? Are they the beneficiaries? We don't even know. We don't know what the situation is. But what we do know is that labels are taking out life insurance policies. And the reason why they would do that, the only reason why they would do that, is because they almost anticipate, or it's part of the job description that these rappers can die. A good possibility that these rappers could die. And why would that be the case? Because I'm sure there's no insurance policy in regards to a murder or an untimely death for people like G-Eazy or Eminem or De La Soul or a Tribe Called Quest or any of those type of rappers making that type of music, right? There's no such, or Macklemore. You think Macklemore has an insurance policy that the record label took out on him? I doubt it. So the question becomes, why are these fools doing this? And who benefits off this? And if the details are not revealed, then the question becomes, well, does a record company stand to make more if a rapper is gunned down and dies than if the rapper were to stay alive and continue to make music and eventually outgrow the connection with the record label, outgrow the contract, and leave the label, leave their distribution deal? We don't know. But it begs the question, why is it that they are doing this? And how much do they actually stand to gain when these events actually occur, right? So, and the thing is, I'm sure they'll break off the families a little bit of money, but you'll never know how much the total pie is, how much the whole pie is. You'll never know, right? And this is the sad thing about the situation, is that these rappers are risking their lives to earn money, to get out of their situation in the hood. They know the job is dangerous. The record labels know the job is dangerous. The record label wants to push you by way of igniting beef with a crosstown rapper, and they do this all for the sake of gaining the traction needed to get streams up. So in other words, they know that they're putting these rappers in these dangerous situations, and yet they don't want to provide security for these rappers. How much would it cost them to provide some type of security with them? How much would it cost them to provide them with houses to get out of the situation that they're in, so they're out of reach from people who want to actually have them killed? Can you not? I mean, if these rappers are really making all the money that they say that they're making, whether it's the clothes, the cars, the jewelry that they always say is 6 figures, and why isn't it that these rappers don't have the money to get their parents, their relatives, the whole clan out of the hood? It's because they don't make much money to begin with at all, and it's all a facade. And the people who are really making the money are these corporations, these record labels. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe JayDaYoungan was at one point attached to Cinematic Music Group, which is the same company that is affiliated or that's signed, I think it was Young and Ace. And I think at some point in time, they're also involved with Julio Fulio as well too. So in other words, that label is very, very familiar with beef and shootings and murder and death and all the high risk content that they're putting out by their employees, their rappers, right? But yet no one ever calls them out. You ever see who the CEOs are of these companies? They don't look like Master P. They don't look like Jay Prince. They don't look like E40 or Jay-Z or Dame Dash. They look like Jimmy Iovine. They look like all those other white guys that you picture in a suit and tie. Those are the ones that are pushing these young kids to make music about shooting your ops, about smoking your dead ops, about fucking other women's or other men's bitches. This is what they're promoting, and this is what they're rewarding. But the rewards are nowhere near what these record labels stand to gain when they're putting out these life insurance policies on these rappers. And you know what else they do as well too? I'm pretty sure they make these rappers put out a whole bunch of music as well, so that if they were to die, not only do they get the kickback from the life insurance, but they also get to put out a posthumous album. Because every rapper who has died, there's always an album that comes out, whether it's Young Dolph, whether it's Pop Smoke, so many other people, King Von, so many rappers. So I'm pretty sure JayDaYoungan is going to have another album come out, and who's going to benefit off that? Who's going to make the money off that? We don't know. And the one last thing that I'll leave for the end in closing, you have people like Young Thug, Gunner, the whole YSL who is in jail off a RICO case. And the whole thing with the RICO case, the fact that you have anyone who's affiliated with YSL or a member of YSL, because it's supposed to be a criminal organization, and if you are a part of the criminal organization and you're participating in acts that benefit this criminal organization, you are rounded up and you are found guilty under that RICO law. My question to you is, why aren't the record labels rounded up as well too? Why aren't the CEOs rounded up too? Why is not Leo Cohen rounded up? Because are you telling me that those record executives didn't know about the murders? They didn't know what the lyrics meant? They didn't know that these rappers are talking about killing and robbing and shooting and committing criminal acts and criminal activities? You don't think that these record labels don't push rappers to take high risks or penitentiary chances just to promote their albums through social media and Instagram lives? You don't think that's encouraged by record labels? And then when these rappers do these things, do stupid things on IG Live, commit crimes on IG Lives, hold guns up, make threats, whether it's terroristic threats or any other type of threats of murder or violence for the sake of selling records or streaming records, when all these things are happening, aren't the labels making money off of this? Aren't the labels benefiting off of distraction? So why aren't they rounded up as part of RICO law as well too? What makes them exempt? If you could round up a rapper just for his lyrics, why can't you round up the record label who's pushing those lyrics, who's promoting those lyrics, who's telling the rapper, no, you need to be more grimy, you need to be more violent in the lyrics? Because you know that's what's going on. So you tell me why that's not something that is talked about, or why it's something that's not brought up, and why there's no push to have record labels rounded up as well too. Maybe if they did that, then you'll see a change in the content of the music, a change in the type of music that's promoted, and maybe we'll see more positive music that's promoted. We'll see more messages in our music, more substance, more stories that talk about the bad shit that happens, not just glorifying all the negativity, thinking that there's no repercussions, that there's no negative parts to drug dealing, no negative parts to scamming. All we see are all the benefits. You know, what Jay-Z said in Dead Presidents, the money, cars, and clothes, and all that shit. You know you wouldn't be involved. All that shit that people like to glorify and uphold, but no one talks about the bad shit. No one talks about the kidnapping, the murder, and families that are broken apart, families that are torn apart by betrayal and treachery. All that shit is swept underneath the table. And the people that benefit the most are the record labels and the CEOs that go back to their mansions in secure neighborhoods, gated communities, amongst their white friends, and they don't have to deal with any of the risks and any of the danger that their employees have to go through day in and day out, and they won't even give these guys security detail. That is crazy, that is bizarre, that's almost inhumane, and it's about time that people start to talk about it and get this sorted out, because I'm telling you, this is not going to be the last rapper that dies, and it's not going to be the last time a rapper that dies trying to uphold or be the type of image that he's promoted and that he's told to promote. So at the end of the day, all these rappers are employees and all these rappers are broke. That's my message. You let me know how you feel about this. Hit me up in the comments if you disagree or if you agree. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Until next time, as I always say, next move, best move, part of my presence YouTube channel. Peace.